Journalist Maggie Haberman has been doing some very interesting reporting about Donald Trump, some of the inside information about him and things going on around him. And we've talked about some of that reporting previously, but now she's revealed through an Atlantic piece insights that came out of 3 conversations that she had with him directly. So she sat down, discussed a number of different topics as she breaks down in this Atlantic article, 3 conversations with Donald Trump by Maggie Haberman. Now, it's too extensive for us to go through in this format, but I'll link in the description below if you're watching on YouTube, this article if you want to read it yourself. But Mediaite put together kind of some of the highlights that we'll look at right now. So first, despite loads of testimony that indicates otherwise, Trump insists that he was not glued to the television on January 6th. So if you remember, one of the details that we got out of the January 6th committee, as well as just reporting around January 6th, was that Trump on January 6th, while this was all going on, was sitting and watching TV and in a way a little bit flattered. He kind of liked the fact that these supporters were so pro him that they would go and attack the Capitol, that they believed in his lies so avidly that they would put their own life at risk and possibly get in legal trouble and all that type of stuff because they loved him so much. And he kind of liked that. And so he's disputing that account. I don't believe him, but interesting that he's taking that stance, I guess. The second detail is Trump was very disappointed that Sidney Powell claimed that no one should have taken her seriously, very seriously on her repeated insistence that the election was stolen. So Sidney Powell, I don't know how you could have missed it, but if you forgot, she was kind of this weird, nebulous position of sort of the personal lawyer, the White House lawyer, not really, just kind of a lawyer going around and making claims on Trump's behalf. At certain points, the Trump team tried to distance themselves from Sidney Powell. At others, Trump was more cozy with her. But either way, we know she was in close communication with Trump and was going around the country with Rudy Giuliani, making all these wild claims of election fraud, not providing evidence, kept saying they were going to provide evidence and never came out, but they made the claims nevertheless. And then, because she was making so many blatantly false claims about Dominion voting systems, they've sued her for a massive amount of money, and that's when her tune changed a little bit. Oh, maybe you shouldn't take me so seriously. Maybe these claims aren't, as factual as I had previously stated, because she was in legal trouble. And that apparently disappointed Trump. He's not mad, he's just disappointed, guys. And third, when pressed about valuable documents that Trump still had in his possession, and this is where the timeline's interesting, the former president admitted, we have incredible things. This is before the court-ordered search and seizure of his Mar-a-Lago home on August 8th. So before the FBI raided him, and there was already reporting that an information public that he had some documents that he wasn't supposed to have, or the archives were trying to get them back, and there was an ongoing process there. And at that point, he probably thinks it's kind of cool. He's a little bit proud of it. And he said, we have, quote, incredible things. Now, he's changed now. No, we didn't have anything. Or if we did have it, it was declassified. But if we did actually have something bad, it was planted. But if it wasn't planted, y'all remember. So at that point in time, before the FBI raid, he was saying almost in a braggy way that he had his hands on those types of documents. And then finally, from this part, Trump reportedly referred to Florida Ron DeSantis as fat and phony. Now, as I've talked with you guys before, I have a little bit of a policy against physical insult, going after people's weight or the way they look. And sometimes in politics, that's difficult because you want to take the low jab. And so in a case like this, when Trump's making fun of somebody else for being fat, it's easy to make, the irony argument of, okay, you're not super thin yourself. Why are you insulting other people for that? But I do believe that's all irrelevant. He shouldn't be saying it. We don't need to turn around and do it to him. But it is just another example of how childish Trump is, and the fact that because Florida Governor Ron DeSantis seems to be a possible 2024 primary challenger of Trump, that's another reason why Trump is getting petty. And then just a final detail. This is an excerpt from this Atlantic article. Well, I figured, and this is Trump speaking, that the Mitch McConnells would be like him in the sense of strength. And then now Haberman writing, there were plenty of factual problems with the criticism. In fact, McConnell had kept Republican senators in line over and over to advance Trump's policy and personal concerns. and generally protect his political standing as the leader of the Republican Party. Nevertheless, Trump said to me in another session, using his favorite new nickname from McConnell, "The old crow's a piece of poop." But he used a different word than poop. I keep it nice and clean on this show, so I'll censor that, I guess. But yes, calling the old crow a naughty word because Trump is a child. That's why. And we already knew, that was widely reported, and Trump publicly talks about all of the time how much he doesn't like Mitch McConnell. But another example of him going after Mitch. And it's fascinating that Haberman points out, because it's absolutely true. Trump really shouldn't be so anti-Mitch McConnell as he is, because Mitch McConnell worked nonstop while Trump was president to help Trump achieve his policy goals and do bad things. McConnell loved helping Trump do bad things, but just because I guess McConnell didn't claim the election was stolen, or hasn't gone completely on board with certain claims that Trump makes, that's why Trump hates him so much. I don't know. Fascinating stuff there from Maggie Haberman. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to support what I do, as well as get access to the full show, all of the stories hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus a weekly bonus show, you can go to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley.